So now I want to go to campaign.
Yeah.
So first of all, congratulations on the Peabody Award.
Thank you.
Was it a big shock to you that wow you got that
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even know it was entered to
oh really
to the Peabody.
uh,
It was the POV of a PBS
oh
which
PBS
entered the film into Peabody, and when I got the email telling me that I won the Peabody Award, it was on April 1st.
right,
So
April 1st.
it was April Fool joke, and that that's it was that unexpected for me.
Yeah, it's so cool. And like after I watched the film, I realized Japanese election is so fascinating. It's so different from elections from here, of course. But then thinking about it, Hong Kong elections is also fascinating too.
Right.
But I didn't know so many things about Japanese election. So I want to ask you. So how did you convince your friend and also the party to let you shoot the film? And did you get shut out of many of the meetings, and especially the strategy meetings? Talk a bit about those.
Well, actually, to my surprise, it was not so easy. It was not so difficult to get permission. Actually, the protagonist of the movie, Yama-san, he is a friend of mine from college. We were classmates. Although I've never seen him in class. Because and I know him since 20 years ago, almost 20 years ago. And we lost in touch for a long time. But when I heard that he was running for the office from the LDP, which was the biggest party of Japan at that time, I thought, you'd make a pretty interesting movie because, he was the party is very traditional Japanese organization. Everybody knows that because they are the most conservative party and they represent Japanese traditional values. And Yama-san, on the other hand, is very liberal for me, and he is very almost like a Bohemian guy because he
never go to classes.
He never goes to class, and he failed to enter the university 5 times before he was accepted, and because he didn't come to the class, he spent like 7 years to graduate.
Wow.
And also after graduation, he was selling stamps and coins, and he had nothing to do with politics. He also got married with a wife through the internet, and their honeymoon was to North Korea.
Oh, North Korea. Well, so the clashes you can see.
Right. I mean, he's in no way a traditional Japanese guy. So I felt, there must be some sort of conflicts or dramatic tensions between him and the party once they get work together. I kind of foresee that from the very beginning.
Right. So the magic in the film is you was able to see that because you know your friend for 20 years, and the traditional LDP structure, conservative. You know that something interesting is going to be happening.
Yeah. Because LDP is really known for its very strict pecking order and very tight knit, and everybody needs to speak and behave in a certain way, and they are the champion of it. And Yama-san on the other hand is the most free spirited person I know. I was sure that something will happen.
Right. Yeah. So it's not just a connection, right? So if you even if you want to make a film, you can't just say, "Oh, I know a candidate who's going to run."
Right.
It's not going to be interesting because
Right.
without knowing the background, then it's
Right.
too much risk. Like
exactly. If he was a traditional Japanese guy running for the office, he was probably not as interesting as what I saw.
Right. Okay. All right. Yeah. So one of my questions was, if someone had approached you for advice to shoot an election in say, Hong Kong or Canada or U.S., what would your advice to them be? I think you sort of answered that a little bit already. Know the candidate. Find a conflict first. You can't just say, "Hey, you have access," and shoot it, because it can be boring.
I mean, the instinct tells you. I mean, it's probably the interesting point is differs from subject to subject. If you're focusing on somebody else's election, you might find something interesting other than that. Other than the conflict between the party.
Elaborate. What do you mean?
Well, it happened to be the conflict between Yama-san and the party, which interested me in this particular election. But if you're focusing on somebody else, you might find something else which might interest you.
Okay, I see.
So you don't want to be locked into to the idea. That's the idea of observational film I'm pursuing. If you have too much idea about what you're going to see, you are locked in to the concept, and then you forget to really look closely what's really going on.
So what you're saying is trying to observe everything while you're shooting it and try to follow things. And then, of course, when you edit it, you look for things too, and not go in with a preconceived notion of what you are looking and what actually, I mean, do months of research and kind of hope it's going to go this way or that way. Like,
exactly. You need to be very spontaneous and flexible when you're doing documentaries, and that's something that's being forgotten in the documentary community, actually, because it's all about the planning is so important in this day and age, and people want to plan ahead, and they want to know everything before they shoot.
Yeah, they want to know what are the shooting days, which day you would shoot what, and what is going to happen.
And they even write scripts, and they even write the ending, and how it ends, and at least for TV, I've made many TV programs, TV documentaries for Japanese television, and I was forced to write synopsis and script before I shoot, and from that experience, I felt if you really want to pursue the interesting aspect of documentary filmmaking, maybe we should just get rid of that, aspect and just be spontaneous and look closely and see what happens. And that's the idea of my filmmaking.
Right, go in cold.